No agenda. All right, we are live for the 39th episode of the
Let's Go podcast. We are back, and look at that smile on Ellie Dax's face. Singing sensation Ellie Dax, who is taking the HSL by storm with his athletic ability. Who would have known? Ellie Dax, not only an all-star in the musician space, but also in the HSL. We cannot wait to have a discussion with Ellie. Dave, take it away.
Thank you.
So what do you say? That was very what?
That was very nice. It was a nice introduction. It was not expected.
Ellie, of
Avi
course.
does a good job of making your guests feel good.
Especially a guest who I hold so near and dear to my heart, who is in Rome with me for many, many years, and I had the privilege of having to sing by my proposal as well, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, we should get into that.
We could get into that. Before Ellie Dax became the Ellie Dax, thanks to my wife and myself, we helped propel his career through our proposal with Ellie Dax on the mic.
I could say it was one of the more special singing jobs.
Where was it?
It was in it was like by the Bay Sheepshead Bay area. It was in like the backyard by somebody's house, like really nice house off the water. So when I was always joking around with my wife because she loves Ellie's music, and I was always joking around with her. I said, "Oh, maybe I'll have Ellie, play by the proposal, whatever." It's like totally a joke, like no shaykhs, because like it's like random. And it happened to be found a spot with like a massive backyard where Ellie was able to like camp out in the corner and just like sing, and like we still had our own space. So like I was pretending like we were stopping by that house, like pick up a suitcase, something for my father, and just walked right in there. Ellie's ready to roll, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. Very cool.
Yeah.
Ellie did a really good job.
So you guys go back to Rome. Ellie, are you also?
Ellie's younger. Ellie's a few years younger than me.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say we sang when they came in, but we left when he actually proposed. Just wanted to get.
No, Hamza really worked out well. It really worked out well. It was like when I came in, they sang, then we like walked around a little bit, then they booked face, and then we had our own little space over there. But it was very nice. It was really nice. My wife loved it also, which is the best. Which still matters.
Sorry, Dave, take it away,
Ellie,
brother.
so before we get into your involvement with the sports, tell us more about your music, your illustrious music career, and how you got your start and how long you've been singing for. Introduce yourself to our global audience.
How we doing? Let's Go podcast. I'm Ellie Dax. I'm 23 years old, married, Baruch Hashem. I actually wanted to be a singer since I was 5 or 6 years old. So very cool today that I could be living out my dream as singing weddings and putting out music. I started actually writing music when I was probably first, second grade. I actually wrote my first song. And I started putting out music in around 11th, 12th grade. And haven't looked back since, and started singing weddings about 5-6 years ago. And Baruch Hashem, it's been going amazing. So
Ellie, tell everyone about your hustle. We hear the word hustle a lot. For example, Shlomo Levin always talks about the hustle. I feel like I see a lot of that in you. I remember in like Rome, you were always like on the stage by like by the choirs and stuff, by Color War, whatever it is. Like I vaguely remember people even poking fun at you a little bit. I don't know if that's true. It could be I'm making that up. It could be it didn't happen.
They did. They would always say like, You're doing too much, man. Like you're trying too hard, you're trying too much. And I was like, listen, I had a goal in mind, like I wanted to be on the stage, and nothing would get in the way. So I'd always push myself because I love performing, I love entertaining. So like I'd always just hustle myself on the way to the stage. So Baruch Hashem, it's been working, and I'm happy I did that. I'm happy because I really enjoy it. It's really it's fun doing something you love and making people smile. So.
This is, by the way, this is not Ellie's full-time job. I've come to learn recently that Ellie has a full-time job in and of itself. This is just a little side gig.
This is, yes, I actually work for Mark's Home Care. I'm actually work 9 to 5. And I actually go, so there's some weeks that I would have 3-4 jobs of singing. So I'd be out of the house at 8 a.m. and I'd come back at 1 a.m., which is great. God bless my wife,
I was talking to Ellie, Dave, and then I'll let you take over, Dave, because I'm not good at coordinating podcasts. I'm just good at creating content. I was talking to Ellie, I think it was 2 weeks ago at the game, and I'm like, Ellie, I can relate to you a little bit because, now, okay, for now especially, but even like within the last few years, like I'm obsessed with softball. So I'm out of the house 3-4 nights a week until 10, 11 o'clock. Like the fact that my wife lets me get away with that is crazy. But like you have a full-time job and then you're out for weddings. Like how do you get away with it? And Ellie answered was one of the best answers I ever heard in my life. Ellie, I don't know if you want me to say it. I could say it. It was one word. It was awesome. Can I say what you answered?
Yeah, go for it.
Ellie responds, money, cash. And I'm like, you know what? Good for you. Awesome. Like money makes people happy. I'm like, good. I'm happy. I'm like, listen.
No,
I actually told him. I'm like, I don't have that excuse right now, but I'm happy you do.
I mean, that's a big statement. Not money makes you happy, but the grind, making money so we can be comfortable. That's like,
Correct. No, I chas v'shalom. I didn't mean that money's the only thing that matters in life. I'm just saying, the more you work, the harder you work, the more money you have, the better it is for the family in general to be able to be comfortable. That's what I meant to say. All right, Dave, you could go on now. I'm done rambling.
And she's so supportive, so that's also why.
Correct.
Yeah.
As well as Dave, as well as your wife Amy, right? She's also when we first started this, by the way, like Dave's wife had no clue what he was getting into. She thought he was just buying a small Sunday morning softball league. Like I was buying the league and he was like helping me out and like helping out with logistics, and like all of a sudden now we're all over the place. So like
Right.
I feel like the Baruch Hashem, we have a theme on the podcast here. How all of our Rebbitzins are amazing players in these in everything we do.
She actually on
Go ahead.
me. She would come with me to a lot of jobs. She would go with me on the drive. She'd buy like full weddings. When I sing full weddings, she would come with me in the car. She would come to the weddings, and she would just like whenever I'm not singing, we would chill, which is very cool because like
That's very nice.
not like fun like crashing a wedding, but she's like my wedding crasher. So that's yeah.
Very cool.
Okay, Dave.
So what's the biggest? I don't know why you guys keep thinking I need to say anything. I'm not. You guys are having a good convo. You keep cutting me off. No. I'm good. What's the biggest wedding you've ever
Anyone
done?
is wondering, Dave's voice is shot because Dave decided it was more important to attend the Met game last night than to prepare properly for the podcast. So Dave and his family were at the Met game last night watching the Mets' epic 4-1 win, while the rest of 99% of the world was watching the New York Yankees big dub, 1 win away from the ALCS. The difference in the Yankees and the Mets are the Mets fans are just going to be happy until they're sad. Yankee fans will be happy until they're the happiest at the World Series championship. So Met fans can enjoy it, but ultimately it's going to lead to more sadness. So Dave, I apologize for losing your voice for ultimately nothing, but I'm happy that you went to a good game last night.
And I also missed a big Syrian Sensations win last night over Precision. But before we get into HSL stuff, I have another question about the music industry. Ellie, what's the biggest wedding you've ever done?
Over. So that depends. You mean like band wise or like people wise? Like what do you mean?
You tell me what I mean. I don't know. I'm not in the industry.
I just did my first full wedding with Blue Melody, so that was probably my biggest in terms of bands.
Dave, are you familiar with bands?
When we had the pod with Zalman Pollock, I remember you mentioning Blue Melody. They're the most chashuv nowadays.
They're up there.
They're definitely like up there, top 3. There's also Freilich. There's a lot of like other ones, but Blue Melody for me.
I had Blue Melody at my wedding.
Must be nice.
But probably Ellie did sing my wedding also, by the way. I don't know why I cut him off in my proposal. He also sang the chuppah song. So I apologize for cutting you there, Ellie. Moshe Tischler sang, and then Ellie sang. I think with the kiva elbow game, by the way. We created that shidduch also. I'm really good at creating shidduchim. Just not couples, just like friends, like boy, like not like man and wife.
You had to say boyfriends.
I mean, Ellie. Wait. So how did you get the call for the Blue Melody wedding?
I don't know. They saw me at another wedding and they called me. It's usually how it works.
Who's Mr. Blue Melody?
The band gets.
Oh, So basically, Blue Melody doesn't call you. The people, they basically book the band and they book their own singer. The people that are making the wedding.
So they saw you somewhere. They're like, we want this guy.
Blue Melody is so talented, and they're so nice, and they're so fun to play with, every one of them. So honestly, that was a lot of fun. I had to throw that in there.
Okay, wait. So people saw you at a wedding and they said, "We want Ellie Dachs and we want Blue Melody," and they made it happen.
Yeah.
And do you think it was your voice or how good looking you are or that puffy vest you're wearing? What do you think? Why do you think they wanted you at their chasana?
Can I say a really cliche answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Hashem wanted us to play together at that wedding, at that time, and that date. That's exactly why. It's all the answers I can give you. Straight up.
Dave, I also want Ellie to be able to plug this because before we move on to HSL talk, which we'll definitely get to, Ellie Dachs has a big song release coming out, Motzei Yom Kippur, featuring, by the way, a good friend of mine, Ari Dachs, making his debut on the song. Ellie, why don't you tell our audience about the song that's coming out?
First of all, I just want to give a big shout out to Big Brother Ari over there. Big Brother Ari, debut single. It's unreal voice. I actually had my other brothers doing the choir in the song, but it's called V'Samachta. I think it's time for a new sukkah song. Singing the sukkah with your family. We actually last year in our sukkah, I don't know, the song just came to me, and I had my whole family singing it the whole sukkahs. It was too late to put out last sukkah, so we said we're gonna put out this sukkah, and we actually made it happen. So I'm very excited. It's unreal. It's one of my favorite releases actually. You'll see energy, the actual quality. It's gonna be amazing. Drop Motzei Yom Kippur, V'Samachta, featuring Ari Dachs.
I'm just curious. Where did the idea of having Ari be the main singer on that specific song come from? Was it random? Was it specific? Is there a connection there?
I'll tell you. I always want to feature all my brothers on at least one song for sure. Like I always want to get them. Like I'm trying to find the right songs, but.
No, you're good. You're good. We're here. Start over. Why do you want Ari on there?
Because basically, Ari hyped it up a lot. Like, he hyped it up. He's like, yo, this song is sick. And I was like, thinking, like just a cute, like, little melody, but he, like, hyped it up a lot. And then he sent it to Daniel Goldblatt. I don't know if you know Daniel Goldblatt, but he's incredibly talented composer and singer. And he switched the high part. So he made his own high part. And he sent it back. And then, like, Ari, like, throughout the year was like, yo, we got to put this out. And I always wanted to get Ari in a song, and he was just like pushing it. I was like, yo, this is a perfect opportunity, so let's do it.
It looked like a really good chill. I saw Ellie on your status, or I think it was on your status, where like you, Ari, a couple of your brothers, Nussi Rosenfeld down there in that basement.
Yeah.
It was like you guys having a party. I was feeling a lot of FOMO there.
It's not a basement.
Well, where is it? It looks like a small dark room. That's typically a basement.
It's a studio. I always turn off the lights because it gets me more like into it.
Oh, very nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Ellie, how would you measure success with this new single? What are you hoping for?
What am I hoping for? First of all, I'm hoping for that it could be sung in your sukkah with every family singing in the sukkah. Like I just picture like every family just like fabraying it for like hours in the sukkah. It's one of those like type of songs that I love to see it. You know, like a Simchas Beis Shueva. When you sing this song, and I hope when you hear it, it just brings a good vibe, good energy, not just sukkah is. It's just good vibes, good energy. It's very positive. So I hope people could bring to it and enjoy it and get happy through it. To bring simcha to them. So that's what I hope the song can bring.
All right, Ellie. I know we said only 15 minutes. We're at 14 minutes, so we got to do a little HSL business before we let you go.
Yes.
So my team, Syrian Sensations plus DG. I don't know if you saw that's the name of the team. I'm the plus DG. Syrian Sensations plus DG, also known as ABA.
Illuminate ABA, Dave. Can't snub our sponsors.
ABA. I keep getting it wrong. Illuminate ABA. We played to a tie. Was it a 2-2 tie?
Oh, us, yeah, it was 2-up. Yeah.
2-up, yeah.
Brutal. 2-up. Ellie Dachs, yeah, but you had a huge hit from what I recall, right?
Which game? Yeah, it was a home run, yeah.
You absolutely smoked the ball to deep left. Now, I was very impressed, but then I was a little unimpressed with something else. Like, your next at bat, somebody in your team was like, oh, do this. And you're like, nah, I'm a one-trick pony. I can only hit it there. something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what it was. And I'm the catcher, and as the catcher, that's like very valuable information they're just giving away. You know,
Oh yeah,
so I was like, all right,
he said aim it down the right field, the right, like the first base line. I was like, yo, I just hit the ball. I can't like aim. But listen, I've been working on my craft, so you know what you heard was false.
Ellie's a good player, and more than the fact he's a good player, Ellie loves competition. So, Dave, you're gonna like this. After Ellie's last game, he comes over to me. He's like, Avi, he's like, you got to get me in the Titan League. I'm like, love that. I'm like, get the Levengers together, whip them to shape, get a team that shows up, and starting the spring, join the Titan League, and then continue and and help build a Titan team. We always talk about on the podcast, Ellie, as I'm sure you're aware, because I'm sure you watch every one of our podcasts, how we're always looking for young talent to wanna get in there and compete with the best. And a lot of younger guys who are decent at softball are like, I'd rather win against weaker talent than face higher talent. We're looking for that. We want people who want to get into the higher talent bracket and help create more A-level, Titan-level teams.
I want to take my team up to the Titan League. I love my team now. I think we have a lot of talent. I think we could play. We just haven't. We've been struggling a lot, but that's okay. You know, every team struggles, but like we are a Titan League type of team. I believe that strongly.
And you guys have a big test, Ellie, that's coming. Well, it's not gonna be this week. It's gonna be after Yontif.
Yeah.
But you guys have a very big test in the playoffs coming up. Are you aware yet of who you're playing? Yeah, I'll break it to you live.
Yes, we are playing Avi Kurtz. What's the Precision Writing? Is that what
Precision Writers? Yes, Precision Writers. Fantastic team, Dave. That's a team that your team last night just walked off 8-7. A bunch of really young guys, high school guys, a lot of them, 12th graders.
My campers.
It's crazy. They're my grand campers, these kids. They all kiss up to me from Romu, so they make me feel really, really good about that. Actually, I could say the story in the podcast. I felt really good about it. I think it was also a couple weeks ago. I was walking back to my car, and my brother-in-laws, who are awesome people, and my friends from like high school, they all like hate. I mean, they love it, but they hate when I go over to them, tell them these like Romu kid stories, like 7 years after I left Romu. So like, just one kid like walks over to me on the way back on the way to my car in the parking lot, and he was like, I think I was talking to someone. I forgot who it was. I think it had to be someone who was in Romu back in the day. I think it was Ellie Sabo, and Ellie was speaking to you by my name. He's like, wait a second. He's like, I thought that was you. Are you Avi? Like Avi Edelman from Romu? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, you were that sick pitcher? That's right. That's your commissioner, Avi Edelman from Romu. And so then, that team gives me, yeah.
And then you woke up and you realized it was.
That team gives me a lot of extra ego, so I'm actually have a big soft spot for them. But it's gonna be a good battle between Thank You Hashem. I don't know what team Thank You Hashem, just from a media perspective, Dave, between Ellie Dachs, Mendy Warsh, and the Thank You Hashem media as a whole. Like that might be the team that I would hope even knocks off Illuminate ABA.
Could be. We'll see. They're a very strong team. We had trouble playing them. And they definitely gave us a run for our money. I have a few questions about your team. First of all, how did you end up on Thank You Hashem?
Shmuel Vox actually invited me on the team. I was the last player to join.
Okay. And had you played before in the HSL or in any softball league?
Yeah, I played in the spring league, right? Spring league with the Levengers.
On what? Oh, you played in the A? Oh, so you played in the A League. Okay, so you already know Titan level competition. And what position do you play?
I play all positions. But I love short center.
Apparently, I don't know what position he plays because in one of my highlight reels where Ellie Dachs made a phenomenal IQ play, he threw a guy out going to third. I totally mistaken him or made a mistake and thought he was Ellie Sabo. So I messaged Ellie Dachs after. I said, I apologize. I guess you guys have similar body shape. But it was really embarrassing. And I totally didn't realize it because then I reposted it on my status and I still didn't realize it. So live I didn't realize it. And when I reposted it, I didn't realize it.
Crazy. But yeah, I play short center.
Hey, the captain of Thank You. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
The captain of your team is Mendy. There's a little lag. That's I get confused. The captain of your team is Mendy Warsh?
No, Slomowitz.
Ari Slomowitz.
Oh, Slamo is the captain. And then the captain on your Mobat team was who?
Shlomo Levenger.
Shlomo Levinger. Okay. All right. Are you ready for 5 questions?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You know how 5 questions works? You know how it works?
No, but tell me.
No, what do you mean? Of course he knows how it works, Dave. He watches all of our podcasts.
Exactly.
Basically, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And you have to answer instinctually. You can't delay, you can't stall. You have to just give the first thing that gets into your mind, okay?
And Ellie, before we do this, no pressure, but we started doing a new thing where we clip the last 5 questions of every podcast, or we're going to try to at least, and make it into a YouTube short, which I'm sure, as you know, we found out YouTube shorts get a lot more views and a lot more clicks than full YouTube videos.
Yeah.
So a couple of our shorts within a couple of days already have close to 1,000 views.
Oh,
This
boy.
is a good test, Ellie. This is no pressure, but here's a good test to see how well the Ellie Dachs 5-question video short does.
Here we go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, who's a better hitter, Mendy Warsh or Ellie Dachs?
Mendy Warsh.
Who's the best hitter on the Thank You Hashem?
Yeah, Mendy Warsh.
No, Mendy Warsh. Okay. Who's a better? If you're starting a softball team, who are you picking up? Yossi Levinger or Shlomo Levinger?
Yossi Levinger. Sorry, Shlomo.
Who's a better captain, Slomowitz or Shlomo Levinger?
Come on, man. Ari Slomowitz. Come on, man. Come on.
Who's a better performer, Mendy Warsh or Shlomo Levinger?
Next question, please.
Oh.
Question, please. Come on. What are we doing out here, man?
Who's a better singer, Ellie Dachs or Mendy Warsh?
Mendy Warsh.
All right, that's it. He was really under the gun with those. He was more uncomfortable for those questions than
he did dodge. That was a tough question, Dave. He did dodge one though.
Come on, you gotta give me like normal 5 questions. Crazy.
Avi, were those tougher? You know why those are tough? You know why those are tougher than usual? Because most of the time the questions are about like who's the best hitter on the team, who's a better fielder, who's got a better personality.
These are real life. Like, this is real life.
These are like real life. These are like real life questions, and these guys like all operate in the same spaces and they hook each other up. You know, maybe I went a little too aggressive for that one. You know who I blame? I blame Glenn Zuckerman, who keeps telling me to turn up the temperature on these questions.
There's one guy who plays in our higher league named Glenn Zuckerman, Ellie, and he always puts pressure on Dave. He's like, you ask these guys way too softball of questions. Maybe he's a big Trump guy, but he's like, you gotta come at them with harder questions.
Answer these. No one's gonna answer. So like, make it gonna be answered. Like,
well, Ellie, you answered all of them beside one. You did a good job.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to give a quick call to Shlomo Levinger after this to explain.
He's not gonna watch.
Dave, make sure to clip the Shlomo Levinger questions, and we'll send it to him right away.
I'll say one thing about Shlomo Levinger. He's not lacking in confidence. I don't think it's gonna hit him too much, you know. I think we got to wrap up. I
love Shlomo Levinger, so.
I guess you don't want to hurt him. All right, I think that's about it. You got to go. You have a very busy day. Is there anything else that we want to cover, Avi or Ellie?
I don't think so. I think we're super.
Guys,
1 second, Ellie, you could give your closing statement. 1 second. I think we're very excited for the postseason. HSL coming up. We're very excited for all of Ellie's music, including his new single that's coming out right after Tisha B'Av, if I'm not mistaken. And we thank Ellie for coming on. Ellie, how do you want to lasting words of the show?
It's a true honor to be on this podcast with such legendary people. I just want to say your league is the best. All your leagues are the best. So I hope you guys have much success and a lot of atzlacha. Continue growing your crazy league. And then, yeah, it's so nice to be on with you guys.
Tune in for the single. All right. Tune in.
So much a
You're
shot.
so sweet, Ellie. Thank you.
Featuring Ari Dachs.
Make sure you click on it when it comes out. With some achta featuring brother Ari. Peace
We're
and
gonna
love.
send it around. All right. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, Ellie.
All right, we are continuing episode 39, Avi, with the
Part
great
two. Part
part
two.
two, episode 39, part two. So let's get another let's go of the what, Avi?
No, it's a part two, so we will not. Only until we start a new episode do we do Let's Go. So Yossi will not be able to live witness the Let's Go. He'll have to tune in for the podcast as a whole to see the Let's Go beginning. We are super pumped, though, that Yossi Eisenberg is on representing Hab Construction. Yossi and I were in touch for many, many months, and thank Hashem we were able to have him bring his team down for the fall, A, because they're a bunch of good guys, but B, they are destroying competition here, sneaking their way, thanks to a loss from Precision Riders, into the bye. Top 2 seed at a bye, so we're super happy to have Yossi on. And Dave, you could take it away here.
So this is actually the very first time I'm meeting Yossi. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. So Yossi, I'm on a team that's known as Syrian Sensations Plus DG. I don't know if you remember that team. I don't know if you know, also known as Illuminate ABA.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed the game because I'm an Ultra Cocker and I can't stick around for a full doubleheader. I believe we lost to you, unfortunately, so I didn't get to meet you, but pleasure to meet and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So what position? So first of all, you're the captain of the Hab Construction.
Yeah, I wouldn't say captain. I said I put together the team, but we're all, it's all of us together. But
Who
yeah,
makes the lineup? Who makes the lineup?
I make the lineup, but I definitely week to week I asked a few guys. They'll be like, "Oh, what do you think about batting leadoff this game?" We switched it up a couple of times. So
all right, so if you make the lineup, you're the captain. Who do they go over the ground rules with?
I guess everything goes through me at
Yossi's
the
the
end of the day.
captain. What he's trying to say is he's the
Yeah.
captain.
Yes. How old are you?
Yeah.
How old? Yeah, he's humble. How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. Is it your first time captaining a team in a softball or any kind of sports league?
I mean, growing up, I was captains of teams, but it was, of a professional or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is the first time I
In a
ever had to take care of all of it.
competitive softball league.
Competitive. There you go. Yes, competitive.
Right, there you go.
So how's your experience been thus far? I mean, you've been tearing up the competition, it sounds like, but have you been enjoying it? Have you not been enjoying it?
So honestly, it's been amazing. The league has been great, very easy to been working with me very well. So everything's been pretty simple, and I knew I was going to bring top of the line guys. So I wasn't worried about that. So yeah, it's just been great.
Yossi's been telling me for the longest time. He's like, if I'm going to bring a team, I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to bring, because for example, he was thinking about bringing a team Sunday morning, but a lot of guys weren't able to play Sunday morning. He said, I don't want to bring 4 guys I know who are good players and have to scratch, and scramble for 5 guys who are okay. He said, if I'm going to bring a team, I'm going to do it right. And, like I said on the last podcast, Yossi talked the talk, but now he's walking the walk here as they're tied in first place going to the playoffs.
That is true. I'm going to say...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
I was going to say that we had one game. I would say we had one loss on the season. There was a second loss that we had. I maybe had 4 people that actually showed up. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Last week.
Yeah.
So would you go so far as to say that Hab Construction is the team to beat in the Legacy
I think they
League?
are, and I'll tell you why. I think they're very talented. I think that, there are other talented teams in the league, but between their talent and their age, they're all young, they're athletic. I happen to, know a few other guys in the team who are really, really good. Stritsky's are awesome. They're good players. The Kleins are very good. They're all young, athletic, but super talented. Not only solo players, but athletes. So I think that gives them the edge. We have a couple other teams at the top of the division I wouldn't necessarily call young, if you know what I'm saying. So I think they definitely have the edge over them. And going in, they have to have the edge over everyone else because they got a better record. They have the bye. Everyone else is behind them.
Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're the team to beat.
Well, I think I think they've beaten everyone in the league other than the team they showed up with 4 guys. What was your other loss against, Yossi?
Lost against, but I think they're what were they called? They were yellow.
Quasito. So that's the team I was referring to. Also very talented, but the age gap is 30 years. If I have to take one.
Yeah, they were.
And be very careful.
They were all way older.
Do not say anything not nice about Esposito on the podcast. Do not say anything.
That's why I was being very careful.
They're a very sensitive bunch. Is that not nice?
Yeah, I don't think we were. I don't think we could Yeah, let's hold it right there. But I'll tell you, if HAB Hab Construction, I would say is the team to beat going into the playoffs.
I
Ellie
agree with
Droslowitz,
that.
I know you're watching, so you could trash talk back if you'd like. Ellie's one of the younger guys on the team.
So, Yossi, how did you find your way to HSL and to the incredible league that it is?
I honestly was looking to play some baseball, just pick up in the middle of the summer, and Avi Edelman's on one of the chats that I'm on, and I see him post something about HSL, and that was pretty much it. From there, I was like, I want to put together a team.
Is that a Marine Park, the Marine Park chat?
The Marine Park chat. Yep.
Yeah.
And then once you reached out to Avi initially about bringing a team, what would you say was the average amount of text you had per day asking you when the team was going to be constructed, when the league fee was going to be in, how many pitchers you had, did you have a backup shortstop, what day of the week you want to play on, all those kinds of questions. How many a day would you say?
Honestly, it was plenty, but it was good though because it kept me in check and it made sure that I was actually on top of it, just not just just pushing
It's
it
a good
off.
thing you're bringing that up, Dave, because now Yossi it's confirmed through another source that I'm not only aggressive with him, I'm aggressive with everyone. Thank God, it's one of the strengths. One of the strengths that I have is I don't feel uncomfortable messaging people a multitude of times in a very short period of time. And look what we have. We had 14 teams in the fall. We're gonna have. My goal is to have 24 teams in the spring. You think we pull it off, Dave?
V, I have no doubt that you will pull it off. Honestly, I mean the Sunday 8 a.m. I think there's a certain level of saturation, and from like Jewish softball. One of the reasons I like Esposito is because there are some the team is mostly non-Jewish, and I'd really like to break into some other markets besides the Jewish market, but it's tough, and I'm not exactly sure how to go about doing that, but I think it would open up a lot more opportunities.
I think there's a lot of people out there who, for the Sunday morning league, I know that a lot of Yossi's guys aren't waking up Sunday morning regardless, but a lot of guys want maybe to push everything back a half an hour, 40 minutes or so. So instead of doing 8 o'clock and a 10 o'clock, do maybe an 8:45 and a 10:45 or an 8, something like that, at least to get a little bit more breathing room in the morning. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do that.
My
Yeah.
problem was with the Sunday 8 a.m. was most guys that like my pitcher, for example, who's by the way one of the better pitchers we've all seen.
What's his name? What's his name?
His name is Daniel Klein.
Fantastic.
He's insane. Besides that one game that nobody showed up, the guy's probably pitching under a 2 ERA. Like
Where's he from? Where's Daniel
insane.
from?
He's from Brooklyn.
Are you also from Brooklyn?
Yeah. Me and Daniel grew up 2-3 blocks away from each other.
You guys are boys. Where'd you go to high school together?
We went to Waterbury.
Oh, so you were troubled when you were in high school?
I guess you could, yeah, sure. Troubled is the word to use because we're from Brooklyn, so there's no other word.
I don't know so much of the hockey.
Yossi, Dave's a therapist, so Dave just says things that's on his mind and likes to just just say things how it is sometimes. So everything he says, take with a little bit of a grain of salt,
No. What do you mean? It's great. I love this.
Awesome.
This is
just want to make sure here.
So you go to Waterbury.
Our last guest complained that Dave might have gone a little too hard on him at the end with the 5 questions. So I want to just make sure we're all on the same page.
Ask whatever you gotta ask.
So Yossi,
I said, I went to Waterbury.
Maybe I had a relative that went to Waterbury. Margolis is the name. There are a couple of them that went there. You throw Margolis.
I don't want to get in trouble now for not knowing a guy in Waterbury, and this is gonna get blasted everywhere.
Okay, got it.
Are you related to Yossi Eisenberg or no?
Which one? Like, I mean, all Eisenbergers are like somewhat related.
They
but
live on
like,
32nd.
30
Not
New York
32nd.
Avenue.
No, New York Avenue, I think.
Yeah, he's like 27, I would say, right? 28, something like that.
Yeah, my age. He plays a lot of softball with me. Good guy, good friend.
Yeah. So I am related to him.
Very cool.
So,
Love you.
Yossi, so Donnie Klein at pitcher. Where do you play?
Well, I play between center and left. Like I'm like position wise, I'm a left fielder, but we have four phenomenal outfielders, even five technically. We put one of our five in the infield. So I play on the left side basically. Anywhere on the left side, moving to center. So that's
Okay. And
yeah.
where are you? Where are you in the lineup?
So I either go to 1 or 10.
You're the double leadoff situation.
I like to lead. But also the thing is, I have guys like Daniel Klein and Moshe Bistritsky. These guys are also they belong at the top of the lineup. So I bring myself to 10 because I'm also doing the score sheet half the time, you know. So like it's like okay, let me go last. Everyone get on base, you know.
By the way, it's a good thing I'm not playing in the Legacy League because there are a lot of players in Legacy League who like I view as like legitimate, not view, like I view as my campers because they basically were. Bishopsky wasn't actually my camper, but they were like a little kid in Roma when I was a counselor, so I would feel like so not
Yeah, it would
weird,
suck.
but like
It would suck if your campers were beating you. I feel that.
yeah, I would feel like strange that like they were sitting there watching me on the Roma staff team, and now I'm like pitching against them, and he's gonna hit like a big RBI double off me in a late inning. Like I'm not really down for that too much, you know. Like
Listen,
whatever.
Moshe Bistritsky's thing is his exit velo. If you ever talk to him about it, he has the best exit velo you've ever seen.
Which is
Is
funny
that
Him
because
and
he's not a
Lindor.
big kid.
Nah, but he can play ball.
Yeah, he's great.
So this is very interesting. So Avi, are most of the players on Yossi's team new to the whole HSL enterprise?
I think so. Moshe, I think dabbled a little bit. Maybe
Moshe said he subbed.
yeah, maybe in this he definitely subbed Monday nights, but that's not HSL. That's Ariel Cohen, the West Hempstead League. I think he dabbled a little bit Sunday morning in the spring. I think I'm not 100% sure. I think I vaguely recall him playing a game or so. But other than that, Avi Braun, the
Yeah, Avi.
Cap Construction sponsor. Thank you, Avi Braun. Shout out Avi Braun. Avi was a big part of the addictive ads Jacob Burns team in the spring. Which, by the way, not sorry to interrupt. I want to give a shout out to Jacob Byrne. His team, I think, had their most successful run yet. They won 2 in a row, and they were trying to make a Cinderella run. If they would have won, they would have advanced. But unfortunately, Yossi and Hab Construction ended their hopes and dreams. I think it was 3-0 or something. You guys shut them out, if I'm not mistaken, and put them
Was
to
it the?
bed.
It was 4-0. The first game that we
4-0.
played. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
4-0.
first game against Addictive Ads. So Avi
That's
Braun actually
big.
played against his former team. Is Avi Braun playing?
Avi Braun did play. Yeah, he played right field, right
Very
center,
cool.
right.
Yeah, so other than Avi Braun, I don't think anyone else on their team was a regular. Unless I'm missing any,
No,
but I don't think anyone was
no,
ever a regular.
because a few of the guys that I brought with me we were on a team last year in Muncie, actually,
Yes,
and
in
that
MSL.
was
Shout out Yitz Greenbaum of MSL. Come on the podcast. We can't wait to have you.
So, Yossi, of the teams you face, who do you see giving you trouble in the AdMart playoffs, as we call it?
I want to tell you one team that's for sure not going to give us anything is Robbins. Yaron Goodstein's on that team, and they are. I don't know. I'm sorry. We're just going to beat them. Like if we ever see them, it's just going to be easy.
Who's your own
I would
good
say
team?
the only he plays center field for Robbins.
Okay.
He's good, but he talks too much. But I would
Yes, you should know
say
when you say the words "you're going to beat the Robins," there are a lot of people watching this podcast who are jumping up for joy as you're saying those words because the Robins have always been, especially in the Legacy League, has always been the team to beat. They've been dominating, and I know in the fall league they don't necessarily have the same team they had in the spring or the summer, but they've been really tearing apart competition in this quote unquote lower level league.
I heard a lot of drama about it. There's a lot going on with that, but they beat us when we didn't have our guys. I think that was 9-1. It wasn't a real game. You know what I'm saying? I brought guys that haven't looked at a baseball in 7 years. You know, so I'm not too worried about them. And also we had like 1 or 2 innings where they got hits off of us, and that was it. Like besides that, like and the only runs they got off us were complete bad errors. So like I'm not too worried about them. But yeah, we'll show everybody.
Dave, I called Yossi. It was a few days ago. It was before the games on Tuesday, and I called him up to explain to him the playoff scenario. And he's like, "Oh, you already messaged me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just want to tell you in person." I'm like, so if you guys lose, he's like, "No." He's like, "We're not losing," and that was the phone call. I'm like, "If you guys win, you're in. If you lose, no, we're not losing." And then that was literally it. And we hung up, and it was over. And they went ahead to
Oh,
win both games. So I guess they're onto something.
So is there any team that you are afraid of?
afraid of no, but competition wise, I think the only team that we lost to is like the only squad that I would say their pitcher. I don't know what he does. I don't know. It seems simple, but that pitcher he gets something going, and it's
Which team?
Esposito, right? The yellow
Oh,
team.
Esposito.
the
Oh,
yellow
okay.
team. Yeah,
Oh, Craig
their
Stoll.
pitcher.
Craig Stoll, my new friend. Their pitcher, I was sorry to take a few shots at him. He's a wonderful guy. We've been having some great text conversations the last couple of days. I've been begging him to come on the podcast, but I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe if I Zell him some money or something. I don't think that's going to do it either.
Yeah, Craig's the opposite. Craig's a very generous guy. He actually paid the league fee, and he wanted me to get a round number, so he gave a couple extra dollars. Like, Craig, what are you doing?
He's
Like,
a great guy.
nah, it's good. He's a very nice guy.
I'm not surprised. He's a great guy. All right, Yossi, are you ready for 5 questions?
Does this involve the car or that's something else?
I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you
Sure.
have to respond instinctually. You have to respond quickly. You can't sit and hem and haw for 5 minutes. It's got to be the first thing that comes to your mind.
We
All
can
right?
try this.
All right. Who's the best fielder on HAB construction?
Avi Cavalier.
Avi Cavalier. Okay.
Dave, look at your phone for a second.
Oh, okay. Okay. Avi, you're funny. Who's
Why you laugh?
Sorry. Nothing. Who's the best hitter on HAB construction?
Avi Cavalier.
Who's a better hitter, Donnie Klein or Bystrzycki?
Daniel Klein.
Who's a better hitter, Daniel Klein or Yossi Eisenberger?
Yes, Eisenberg. I'm confident.
Who's got the best personality on HAB construction?
Fryam Bystrzycki by far.
By far. Who's the best looking on HAB construction?
Yes, Eisenberg.
Okay, final question. 2 more questions. Who's got the most game on HAB construction?
Moshe Bystrzycki needs this. So Moshe Bystrzycki.
All right, final question. HSL or MSL?
HSL by a landslide.
Wow.
It's
Why is
not
that?
even a question.
Why is that? Why is that?
I'm gonna speak freely right now. I didn't have fun last year, to be honest with you.
Why didn't you
it
have
wasn't
fun?
a fun part of it, team politics, part of it, they once made me travel all the way to Muncie, and then when I get there, they cancel the game. Stuff like that. I'm driving an hour and a half.
Why would they cancel the game?
Because
one thing-
nobody was willing. Yeah, nobody was willing.
I was gonna say the one thing on Muncie that if you don't live in Muncie or like right near the field, it's very difficult because a lot of times they'll wait until like the very very last second within 40 minutes, half an hour of the game starting to call or cancel a game. So I had similar struggles when I was traveling from Queens or whatever it is because at 6:15, 6:30 you want to head out, but you also don't want to leave for nothing.
Yeah, it was a struggle, and there was times we were texting, we're like, please just check the field, and they're like, no, the game's happening. Once we get there, the ump, and that's the worst part, they let the ump decide, but the ump has no say in actually going to check the field till he actually shows up. So it made no sense, and a few times that happened. And the team that I was on, it was, listen, nice guys, everyone's a good man at heart, but we could have had teammate wise, we could have had a better squad. Put it that way.
Better chemistry, better guys.
Yeah, exactly. Better chemistry.
I think we played Yossi's team actually last year. I was on EYG or not last year, 2 years ago I should say. That's right. That's when you guys played. and they're missing like half their squad. I think we won like 20, because there's no mercies in MSL, or maybe there is, but it's very high. I think we won like 21 to
No,
like
yeah. We've had games where we were like the first game. I think we won 23-2 or something.
yeah,
Like
like
our second game.
crazy
Yeah,
high scoring game. It was the type of team where if they showed up with their whole team, they were like scary, but like it was always like very dysfunctional, like who would come and who wouldn't, if I remember correctly.
So you were driving from
yeah,
Brooklyn
basically.
up to you were driving from Brooklyn to Muncie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. All right. So this is much closer.
Or from upstate, or because I would go upstate, so sometimes I would just be upstate.
Upstate. All right. So you a Mets fan or a Yankees fan?
I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a real New Yorker. I'm not no Queens, none of this garbage. We're not fake fans out here. We're not guys that woke up a month ago and are like, oh, wow, the Mets are finally good. Let's go for them. And now we love the Mets and Queens. Listen, the Bistritskys are the only two real fans I've ever seen that are Mets fans. From the day I've met them, they were crazy. And their cousin Aaron Dombrov, who's my first baseman, and by the way, that guy can hit a ball, I don't even know how far, but pretty damn far. And
so when you say you're a real fan, meaning you've suffered through you were in the trenches through 14 straight early postseason exits.
I've been there since Listen, I also, but the thing is, I did see 2009. I did watch that. I enjoyed it.
You're old enough. That's true. I
know exactly where I watched it. What I was.
Dave likes to take shots at the Yankees that, although the Yankees throughout Dave's lifetime has absolutely pummeled everything of any sort of Mets success, he likes to say that the Mets have made the last World Series before the Yankees have. So it'll come to an end very shortly. Very, very shortly.
I'm very proud of the Mets that they made it to the World Series. But what did they have to show for that? Wow, you made it to the World Series. We won in 2009. You guys got there. It's like you gave the girl the ring, but we're not. You broke it off.
The Mets didn't get swept. They won.
Oh, in 5? Was it in 5?
It was in 5. Yeah.
So they lost.
And if you want to talk about the last competition we ever had, we beat you in 2000. I was just born then, but like we still beat you as Yankees to Mets.
I remember it vividly.
I love like every Met fan, every Met fan's very good at reminding me that the Mets are finally good. It's like, wow, I've been good for so long. It's like I don't need to cry to you about it.
Dave, besides for we'll give you a minute to defend your Met fandom, but Yossi, are you aware that we had two men on the podcast who in the Met circles are known to be two of the biggest Met fans on all of Earth right now?
I saw Dave Roberts.
Evan Roberts. And
Evan.
Dave Roberts is the guy who actually stole second base in the 2004 ALCS and helped the Yankees have like the biggest blown lead in the history of baseball. But okay, Evan Roberts. Yeah, back to Evan. Yeah.
Wait 1 second. See, that's what a Mets fan needs to do because they have. That's what it is. Listen, I feel for you. I do feel for you.
We had Evan Roberts and Frank the Tank in the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Evan Roberts because Craig Carton's one of my childhood. Like I've always loved Craig Carton, and he used to.
He loves him too.
Craig Carton.
Me too. I'm obsessed.
So
we
Craig
get Craig
on.
That would be my biggest dream, is to have a guy like Craig Carton on, if that's possible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. As a sort of second class citizen, chip on the shoulder.
You're referring to your Mets fandom?
Yeah. I do not want to face the Yankees.
Good.
I do not want to face the Yankees in the World Series. I do not want to face it. The demons are too deep. The trauma's too deep. I don't know. I mean, now we have Steve Cohen as owner, and he's maybe changing the culture a little bit, but we're not ready for it yet. Let's get a couple of.
The only thing he's doing is putting up a casino across the street so he knows Met fans don't get lost. Okay, come on. That's all he's doing. You guys had Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, and he was traded before you guys could even blink. You Met fans are something else, and it's cute.
Well, Yossi, what's your prediction for the Mets Dodgers / Padres series? Where you think the Mets are getting swept? Do you think the Mets are gonna?
if they're playing, listen, to me, the Dodgers are the biggest frauds in the world. So as long as the Padres can get through this series, I would say that the Padres will kill the Mets. But the Dodgers are frauds. So honestly, the Mets have a chance against the Dodgers.
So you're
And what do
saying
you
there's a
think?
solid chance we're looking at a Yankee Mets Subway Series ×2.
I would love that, honestly, yeah. Because then I would get to, oh my God, all my friends would just, it would be great.
We would run
There's
into
not
a
enough
lot of
alcohol.
issues. We'd run into a lot of issues with the HSL. Well, we actually just moved. We don't right. We would actually if the Yankees play the Mets in the World Series, the HSL Legacy League Championship. At least it's gonna be a best of 3. So at least I think the first 2 games are gonna end up falling out on Monday night, which is Game 3 of the World Series. If I'm not mistaken. So that's gonna be a lot of. There's gonna be a lot of. Maybe we should get a projector and put up the game, Dave, on like the North Woodmere.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
It doesn't matter for Dave because the Mets, I don't see it, but yeah, sure.
I thought you were gonna say it doesn't matter because Illuminate ABA Series Sensation is not gonna make the championship regardless.
Oh, that for sure. That for sure. That wasn't even like a thought. I was thinking more of like, hey, one thing he's not winning that. He's not winning softball, but his team maybe could make it to the World Series.
You think the Mets could make it to the World Series?
They definitely could. They're the hottest team in baseball right now. They have been since May. They have the most wins, so they're definitely up there, but they're not. I don't, staying hot with these guys like Mark Vientos is cute, but he's like a rookie, like he's not really.
I don't know, man.
We got a guy like Big G who knows when to show up.
Yeah, Stan's been around forever. The guy stole a base. Hell froze over, like the craziest thing. I saw this thing on DraftKings that if you would have like bet $10 for Stan to steal a base yesterday, you could have won like 1.5 or something.
Wow.
I don't know if it was actually real.
No,
I don't know if it was actually
way.
real. It probably wasn't real, but it was a crazy number that you actually could have won because there's no way the guy's stealing a base.
Which by the way, I'm just while we're on this topic, there have been so many times where Giancarlo Stanton ran from third to home, and he ran. And I love Stanton. He ran double as fast from first to second. Like, yeah, he got an amazing jump, and he stole the base off of the jump. But, like, he's been thrown out of home multiple times where he's been literally jogging from third to home. His speed to second base in that steal was way faster than how he runs home.
Yeah, you saw he was moving. I don't know, something got into him for that play. But really
frustrating. Yeah. Like, why couldn't the guy run like that when he didn't run fast? Like, he would have been thrown out if he didn't get an amazing jump. But like, it was a lot faster than a lot of times where he's rounding third going home and he's out by 12 feet because he can't run.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got a long body. I don't know. There's just something about a quick break. I understand what you're saying, Gavi. I just wonder if running is not as simple. I don't know. There's something about his body, his physique and size. I don't know if
he's huge.
He's huge. I don't know if he can dash home. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Right. I don't know enough about it. Maybe we could speak to Morty Kurtz. He knows about physical medicine, doesn't he? Or something. Oh no, he wasn't. That's not what he was doing in Florida. He was doing tickets and sales. All right, we gotta hold up for today. That's it. Thanks for coming on, Yossi. Any closing thoughts for us? Any ways we can improve the league?
Yes.
Any way to improve the league? The only thing that I would say, the only thing that ever frustrated me was the umps should be going back to you guys and telling them the scores. It shouldn't be that the captains after long games could be double headers. I would say that's I'm driving home. I don't want to have to sit there. Okay, I won 5-3, or I lost.
That's a very good point, by the way. Dom, who I don't know if you had Dom yet. Dom's like our director of officiating. He's a fantastic umpire. He makes sure that
umps are great. Umps are great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So Dom makes sure that all the games he does and all the games that I guess people who he's umping with, like let's say he's umping Monday night, so he gives out these little scorecards to these umpires, and they'll just write it down, and at the end of the game they'll show it to me, and I'll quickly put it in. So maybe that's something we should do, Dave. Maybe we should get all the umpire scorecards and just have them, put it on a chat or something, so the captains don't have to worry.
I also wouldn't mind if they had. I like the way they do it in the Ariels League, where they have a little scoreboard and update it after each inning. I think that's a nice.
That's Dom. That's Dom.
Oh, that's Dom. So why don't we have that?
Dom does for his games. He has it.
Oh, Dom does it for his games. We should get the other ones to do it too. It's a nice little. It's funny. It's a crazy thing. People constantly forgetting the scores in the game. Yeah. It's easy to be off by a run or two. All right, gents. Thanks so much for coming on, Yossi. Hopefully we meet. Hopefully Syrian Sensations meet you guys in the playoffs. And
listen, if you guys want, you can show up after you lose to come watch us win, and then we can meet each other. If that's
I'm curious.
we could do that.
the way reseeding works, if both Yossi and Esquisito both win, you guys would actually face. You guys would act. No, you wouldn't. You would face Esquisito. So unless Esquisito gets upset by whoever they play against, you guys are not going to. Because Yossi's a 2 seed, and Dave, you're what? You're what seed? You're the 5 seed playing the 4 seed. So if you guys win and the 3 seed wins, yeah, you guys aren't going to be playing Yossi till the championship. So that's the only time you're able to match up. Because if you guys win in the 3, unless the 3 seed loses, if both the lower seeds win, then you'll end up be playing Yossi in the first.
I just got to tell you something funny before we go. I just got a message from Shlomo Meirov. He asked how Olam Realty is doing in the basketball league.
Yossi, Shlomo Meirov's a HSL sponsor for our basketball league.
So I forwarded in the standings. They're 2-1, but it's spelled Olam Reality. I just wrote sorry for the misspelling.
Oh.
How are they doing other than their record, Avi? They're good?
They're very good. They got blown out one game because they decided to show up with 5 guys against the best team in the league, and they got gassed after the first quarter and a half.
You think they could beat Caleb?
Not Caleb. Caleb's really good, but I think the best team is Link Home Care. Levenger and Wasser and
they're better than Caleb, and they haven't met yet.
They haven't played yet. They haven't played yet. It's gonna be a fantastic game when they do. They're fantastic.
All right.
Yossi, you're a basketball guy?
I'm a big basketball guy, yeah.
You should bring a team to the HSL Winter League when there's no
back in my Waterbury days.
Come out of retirement. Come out of it. You'd be surprised. Bring. Isn't Efraim Bistritsky, wasn't he a big basketball guy back in the day too?
I'm gonna expose Efraim right now. The guy's about to get a surgery. He tore his labrum. He's been playing the whole season with a torn labrum. The guy's not touching a basketball. He's not touching a basketball for a long time.
So pick up some dudes. You don't want to be home every night bored in the winter. Get some guys and bring a team.
I got Jalen Brunson to watch. I got Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not going to be bored.
All right, guys. We have 8 teams right now. We're going to get to 12 for the basketball league in the winter, I hope. That's the goal.
Listen, I definitely, if I
Yossi,
can pull together guys, definitely...
You sound a little intimidated, honestly.
By basketball? Nah.
We got some really good talent in the basketball league. I don't know if you know these guys like Wasser and Allswing and
if you put together a football league, I would say I'm a better football player than I am a basketball player.
Football is a little bit hard for us because there already is a football league in the 5 towns.
All right, guys, I got to jump off. Thanks so much for coming on, Yossi. Good luck. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank you for having me.